Hello, college algebra student. This is the second video for algebra review. So the third thing C that we want to go over is how to factor trinomial in the form of x squared plus bx plus c. This is some kind of trinomial that happens a lot in algebra. So we want to know how to factor them. Now, what does factor mean? Factor means writing this in terms of a products. So this obviously x squared plus bx plus 3 has three terms, is not in the products form. So it turns out that these can be written as x plus something plus x plus something, because how do I have x squared? It must be because of my 2x multiplied together. So the problem is to find this two number. So one thing we want to know is this is the two number. When you multiply them, they must be equal to c. But there are so many numbers, when they multiply, they're equal to c. So how would this be perfectly equal to the original three terms of trinomial? So the way to do it is by using a diamonds, because when we multiply the two numbers, we don't know what they are. They multiply to c, but when they add them, they add to b because we have bx. So you can think of finding two numbers. When they multiply, they get c, but when you add them, they get b. So an example would be here, x squared minus 7x plus 6 equal to 0. So this is c. I'll write 6 over here and I say multiply. Think of two numbers, when they multiply, they're 6. But when I add them, they are negative 7. So bx is negative 7 is b. So what number can it be? Well, I know 1 times 6 is equal to 6. 2 times 3 is equal to 6, but only 1 and 6 we multiply by 6. And then when I add them, but this is not 7. But if I do subtract or negative, when I add them, they are 7. When I multiply, they're 6. So then the factor would be x minus 6 and x minus 1. Okay, when I say factor, I don't need to solve. So if I say solve it, then I do one more step. But factoring is just factoring. Factor difference of squares. So this is called the diamond method. So yeah, diamond method. The next one is to factor difference of two squares. You have a binomial, two terms. One is a square, the other is a square, but they are difference, not sum. Okay, so remember, x squared plus b squared is not factorable. But if you have two squares different, you can factor it as x plus b, x minus b. That means you square root each one of them, and that would be, and then these two are called conjugate also. They are called conjugate. One is add, one is subtract. Okay, or one is the sum, one is the difference. We call them conjugates of each other. So if I want to factor x squared minus 100, I know this is a square, this is a square. When I square root it, it become x. When I square root of 100, it become 10. So I know my two conjugate is the factor x plus 10, x minus 10. What about factor for x squared minus 9? I know this is a square, this is also a square. Square root of 4x squared is what? I would have to do square root of 2 and square root of x, so it's 2x. And square root of 9 is 3, right? So that means my conjugate is 2x plus 3, 2x minus 3. Oh, minus 3. So if I am to solve the equation, I'll just do one more step, but this is just factor, so I stop here. The next thing is multiply and divide expression by binomial. So if I have a binomial that I want to multiply into a fraction, so we use property of exponent to multiply and divide. So earlier when we solve linear equation, we multiply by number. Now I have 6x to multiply to x squared. So 6x multiply x squared plus 6x multiply 3xy. So by principle of the exponents, I still have 6, but it will be x cubed. Plus 6 and 3 multiply. If they're number, they multiply. But for x, they would become exponent. And I don't have y, so it's just 1y. So that's the answer. What about dividing? So do the same thing. Because this is a binomial, I can split it into xy squared over 2xy minus 18x cubed y4 over 2xy. Okay, so for the first one, I divide x with 2, so 4. X times x cancel. Y squared divided by y is just 1y. Two of them divided by 1, so it's 1. 18 divided by 2 is 9. X cubed divided by x is x squared. Y4 divided by 1y is y cubed. What about if I don't have a monomial but multiple? So like a binomial times binomial, I can use FOIL, right? So I don't know, you still remember first and first? Outside, inside, and last. So that's what FOIL is. So first and first, so be 2x squared. Outside, x times -3 and minus 3x. Inside, plus 8x. Last, minus 12. Combine like terms, 2x squared. So don't add 3x and 8x, but it's -3x plus 8x. So plus 5x minus 12. So this is getting factoring and also multiplying. The next things is graphing lines. How do I graph a line? So if it is a slope intercept form, oh, I didn't write any question here. So maybe what is slope intercept form? Slope intercept form is y equal to mx plus b, right? Where m is the slope. Oh, m is slope. B is the y-intercept. So if you can write your linear equation this way, then you can graph it by doing the y-intercept and then slope is rise over run, right? Rise, oopsie, rise over run. So let's just pretend that we have something like that. 2x. So maybe graph 2x plus 3y equal to 6. Okay. So it is not in what slope intercept form because I don't have y equals. So I have to change it into, okay, minus 2x minus 2x. So I have 3y equal to negative 2x plus 6. I want to write x first because that's how the forms look like. And then I divide by 3, divide by 3, divided by 3. So I have slope intercept form negative 2 over 3 plus 6 over 3 is 2. Oh, this is x. Slope is negative 2 over 3. Y-intercept is positive 2. So to graph it, I would just do 2 here, 1, 2. Graph the first point. This is actually line on the line. And then I do drop 2, run 3. 1, 2, 3. This is the second point. Okay, graph the line. So we can also graph this by using a graphing calculator, and I'll do it in the third video.